Hello and welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes and it's Aprylete Day,
That's right.
ladies.
Yay!
Aprylete Russell, our mental health and wellness contributor, is here with us today. And it's also Yolanda Day. Our executive producer, Yolanda
Well,
Starks White, is with us.
well. Hi, Sybil. Hi, April.
Hello.
How you doing, Aprylete?
I'm doing all right. Thursdays are the days where I say, you know what, we've made it. So I'm doing good today. I'm feeling good.
Okay, all right. We're over that hump, and Friday is smack dab in our
Baby,
face.
right there. Can't wait.
Right there, right there, right there. I, I've never known anyone with such a southern accent from St. Louis.
And I think it's the way that we just pronounce the theirs and the heres with the
Mm,
der and her.
there, there, and her, which sounds like you're from deep, deep, deep south. Like I would say, dare say Texas, maybe Mississippi, maybe Alabama, but it's charming.
Louisiana.
Okay.
Okay, don't forget that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And Yolanda does not sound like she's from Fort Worth, Texas, unless she
Girl,
puts it on. She's
I'm
like,
from the South Side. I'm a
"Ah."
little country girl from the South Side of Fort Worth.
And April, that's the way she presents herself, and it doesn't
You
matter the
know, a lot
audience.
of folks do that are from Fort Worth, Texas. Like, I don't know if this is a thing or maybe because I'm in Texas, but everybody that I meet from Fort Worth, oh, like that is their stance. Like, I'm from Fort Worth, baby. I'm like, I heard that.
And not from Dallas Fort Worth. I am
Mm-mm.
from Fort
Nope.
Party Worth.
Nope.
That part.
We like it.
And when I say I'm from the South Side of Chicago, she rolls her eyes. So
Sybil from the South Side of Chicago.
so sweet. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Don't you
Sybil,
forget
tell
it.
me a landmark on the South Side of Chicago.
The Museum of Science and Industry at 55th and the
Well,
Lakeshore
we all
Drive.
know that. Tell me about a little corner store that only
What?
the neighborhood people would know.
Well, the corner store. Actually, in our neighborhood, the corner store is no longer there. They destroyed the property. It was a little shack house, and that's where we would go into the corner store and get our penny candy.
Is that where you
And
rode your bike?
no, no, that was in Morgan Park. There was a grocery store at the corner of what 111th and Troop. And April, at the story goes that I still tell is that I stole a little boy's tricycle. I rode 2 blocks by myself, and I was two. I stole his bike, rode 2 blocks, rode into the store on the tricycle, went to the exact place where the uh, Cheez-Its were
Mhm.
held because those were my mom's favorites. And I picked up the box of Cheez-Its and rode right out the store, rode 2 blocks back, and went back into the house and gave my mom the Cheez-Its.
I love it. Little Sybil just riding on that tricycle. Thieving.
And thieving. That was thieving.
Thieving, not the
Thieving.
thieving.
I was a thieving little toddler. And so when I got back, all the other big kids that were supposed to be watching me on the block, they came into the house and they said, "Oh, she's here. We've been looking." And my mother realized, and she liked to have worn my little 2 year
Sweet.
behind
She didn't,
out.
she didn't look at you and was like, thank you for my cheese,
No,
baby.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. It was because I was thieving. I stole a bike, I stole some Cheez-Its, and ran away from or rode away from the kids that were supposed to be watching me. And
The getaway tricycle.
right, the getaway. And they had to call my daddy at the fire station to convince him to come home and get
Oh,
his wife off of his
oh, it's
child.
done.
Oh my goodness. Well, you turned out great, Sybil.
Well,
Despite
for a thieving toddler, yeah, yeah.
Poor thiever.
Absolutely. A thiever. So that's my story of crime today. We are here to talk about the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter in which we seek to super serve the African American community. And we do this with the help of our young contributors. And we have a number of areas. April Russell is our mental health and wellness contributor. We also have Coy Malone, who is our social justice contributor. Politics written by Cameron Riley and his younger sister Quinn Townsend Riley is our LGBTQIA plus contributor. All these fine young people bring their words and their great thoughts together and add their pieces to the What You Need to Know newsletter. Today is Aprylete's turn. And we'd love to have you subscribe to the newsletter. Please go to SybilWilkes.com. Give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. Aprylete, as I mentioned, mental health and wellness, is writing about a timely addiction. What do you know, Aprylete?
Yeah. You know what? When I saw this story, I thought it was interesting because a lot of people say retail therapy. Like when
Mhm.
they're feeling down, feeling the blues, you kind of hear like, oh, retail therapy. I'm just gonna go shopping. I'm just gonna add some stuff to my Instacart or my Amazon order. It'll make me feel better. But researchers are saying that shopping is not a diagnosable addiction. However, it does have behaviors that can cause some negative consequences. Like it
So a
gives you,
shopping addiction, it's
yes,
not classified as such, but as an addiction, but it does have areas of it that could perhaps be known or be attributed to some sort of addiction.
yeah, it literally the behaviors that follow the addictive cycle
Got it. Okay.
because of the highs and the lows. So we're talking about this for the holiday season because researchers are saying that a lot of people are just spending money that they don't have. And oftentimes they're feeling anxious when they want something, they end up purchasing it. And then that guilt kind of sets in, and then they repeat that cycle. And so we see a lot of this during the holiday season, Christmas, gift giving. And according to studies, they say that Black households spend a larger portion of their income when it comes to holidays,
Right.
giving gifts and over traditions and celebrations than any other group. Um, and they say that trend is because there's a strong tradition of giving generously in the Black
Mhm.
community. We love to give gifts. We love to give. And
We
sometimes,
love to receive.
yeah, and sometimes we overgive with the money that we don't have.
Right.
And also another thing that I thought was interesting because Dr. Bayet says that purchasing gives the brain a hit of the chemical dopamine. And we all know that dopamine is that feel good type of feeling for the neurotransmitter. So when we're shopping, it gives us that feel good. And we may want to continue the cycle. And that's where that addictive behavior comes from.
Wow. Yolanda, you're not a shopper, so this doesn't really affect you.
Not at
Although
all.
I must say that I woke up one day and realized that I was getting Amazon deliveries, not every day, but pretty close to every day of the week.
Oh, wow.
and and it's not stuff for me necessarily, or maybe something that I need down the road, but like I get my vitamins from Subscribe and Save, with supplements. This time of year I'm ordering a lot of books for kids,
Mhm.
and so or something to wear to an event. um, Not that I don't have the clothes, but sometimes it's just nice to freshen up your wardrobe and
Absolutely, and get something new. So with your
right,
shopping, do you say that this is something that is just necessary? Because I feel
right,
like getting needs, that's okay. Like we shop
right,
for the things that we actually need, but I think it becomes a problem when we're just shopping just because, or to make us feel better, right? That retail
right.
therapy when we're just shopping, yeah, as a addiction.
Right. Yeah, I don't see that. I do like the idea of finding the right book for children.
Hmm.
So that part, I love, the parents will tell me something about their kids and I'll go online and try to find something, but not to just feed that need, because I have pulled back from giving gifts because I've just seen so much,
Yeah.
and just an embarrassment of riches, for parents and grandparents and giving their kids so much
Hmm.
for the Christmas holiday. And Yolanda, she says she doesn't observe Christmas. That's not true, because I believe that she has Christmas in her heart every day. She's that kind of giver.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do the whole gift giving
Hmm.
thing. Do you accept gifts, Yolanda, for Christmas?
I accept gifts any day, but don't wait till Christmas.
Right.
You don't have to wait till Christmas, so you don't have to wait for a special day to
To
give
gift
to
you.
me.
at all. I heard that. Well, one
Yeah.
thing researchers did say to kind of combat that addictive cycle, to try and do gifts or activities that just bring connection. At the end of the day, it's just like, take it easy. Let's not splurge on anything. Let's do some things that's just going to kind of bring connection to the family and camaraderie and things that really are going to bring joy. So
I like Yolanda, I will accept, but also I feel kind of guilty, and so accepting gifts because I have so much,
mm,
and and I want people to spend the money that they would spend on me on a charity or on someone who could really use
yeah,
something.
yeah. That's understandable. My stepmom, she asked me, I'm the type of person when it comes to receiving, it's very hard for me.
Hmm.
Every year we go through this. And so Christmas, she is the type that goes out, she's extravagant with it. And she's always like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? I'm like, oh, nothing. And so in my adult ages, I'm just like, really nothing. But this year I'm just like, she said, give me one thing you need and one thing you want. And so for the need, I said groceries. So I would love a gift card to the grocery store. That is
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So things like that, I think practical gifts like that for me, that is, I'm willing to give in that type of way. I'm very frugal. Everybody in my family knows that I'm frugal. So when it comes down to gift giving and things, I give what you need. I am not the TT that gives what you want. I'm gonna give you something that you need and that you don't need. Okay? I'm
Right.
one that works until I walk into the house. And I'm just like, why haven't you used that? Like, like if I am giving something, or if
Hmm.
my mom, she's like a hoarder of things. I'm like, girl, you need to crack that crock pot open. Why is it still sitting there? Like, we're going to get use of the things that we're spending our money on. So
Amen.
that's me.
Yolanda gave me a air fryer, and I'm not a cook, and so she came and she took the air fryer back and she gave it to somebody who could really use it, and
Nina
I'm
Bina.
fine with
Yep.
that.
Yes, I love that.
I'm
Yeah.
really fine with it. She said, "I'm coming. I want my air fryer back." Okay,
I said it like that, Sybil.
I remember hearing
Okay, I
it
probably
just
said it
like
like
that.
that. Okay.
It came from a good place.
It
Hmm.
was, from her
Hmm.
heart. It sounded a little harsh coming from her heart. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah. But I
Nina Bina was moving into her new place. Oh no, I think I gave it to Tracy.
I thought you gave it to Nina. That's what you told me
Hmm.
That
for her
was
new
Hmm.
apartment.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm not mad at that.
yeah.
I'm not mad at that. And as I said, I'm moving out of a house, and so a lot of stuff I'm just pitching now. But I don't want to see it go to waste. And so if I can donate it to Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever, I'm okay with that. And sometimes you can do that. Sometimes you just have to just keep throwing stuff out.
Yep.
But
But
see, even with your desire to keep books alive,
mhm,
um, young people, I know you want them to
to have a
to
real
have
book.
but if that's not their thing, you got to meet them where they are. Like I was talking with Justice, and I was like, okay, Justice, get ready. Sybil got some
Aunt-
books for True. Her
Auntie
library is about to be
Sybil,
built. And
yeah,
she said, well, True already has a pretty big library.
right.
And so I was just thinking, I didn't tell her this, but if she already got enough books, at a certain point, it becomes stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
And it's
the
true.
books become just more stuff
Hmm.
that to dust off.
Yeah, to take the place of all the toys that she would have gotten from Auntie Sybil, or not from Auntie Yogi.
Well,
But
no, Auntie
but
Yogi does not. We do
But
not do
that's
the
why they
toy
have
thing.
bookshelves, and you could
I
just
know, but okay, but how many bookshelves are you gonna have with
well,
books?
then she may have to do like Auntie Sybil does and put the books in the oven. And so
Don't tell her that. She's probably already
so
working on that.
Justice Yolanda says, don't put the baby's books in the oven.
that
Okay.
is hilarious.
That
but
is
but
hilarious. You are a silly
like she
girl.
said, get ready, because and I noticed in a video that she sent us, because True is the most adorable little 1-year-old child you've ever seen.
Aw.
She is model beautiful, and just
Yeah,
so she's got a great
great
personality,
personality.
and so her mom sends us a picture and or a video a day, and I noticed there was a book, and I was like, the title of that, no, that's not on the list. Okay. So because I don't want to double up
Yeah.
on things that she already has. I get
Mhm.
it, you know.
Right.
But we're still not talking about shopping addiction, and it is. I think it is real. I don't know about,
Mm.
but I'm no expert,
Yeah,
April.
I mean, so the thing is, it's real. However, it's just not diagnosable. But that does not negate that it being real and having those addictive cycles. And we have to kind of think about
But what if
addiction.
you're shopping and you can afford it?
That doesn't mean that you don't have okay, that's perfectly fine, right? But that doesn't mean that it could not have the
Gotcha.
tendencies of being
I got
addicted
it.
in that
Okay. I
pattern. And
hear you. I
hmm
hear you. Okay, I hear you. I just got what you were saying.
yeah,
Okay.
And sometimes I have books that, I can, that I have from the past that I did not give away, that I think that this is the year for those kids to get those books. And so I'm, I guess, saving a little money on my budget, because I'm I'm not cheap, but I am very practical, as
yeah,
Yolanda would
practical.
Are
like to
And I'm
say.
practical.
very frugal, so call it what you want.
Right, right, right. But I do want to
Well,
enhance their
consider
worlds.
consider recycling. So some other kid that you gave some books to, pass them on to True.
Absolutely.
Oh, I have.
Oh, you do that? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I was
yeah.
just running my mouth, but that's
No,
a thing.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
thing. It's a thing.
So, okay.
But sometimes there are updated books, and you just want kids to have the, not old
I
history, but
know, Sybil, we get
okay.
you in the books. We got
All right.
We love the books, child.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Let's see. What are we talking about here? What else are we talking about in the newsletter?
you, silly girl.
Moving on to other stories in the newsletter. Thank you for your contribution there, Aprylette.
You
Uh,
silly.
a story that we did talk about in the newsletter was about Rudy Giuliani's defamation trial. And this was heartbreaking to hear the testimony. Hey, Ramsey. Um, the story is about, the jury deliberations have begun on how much Rudy Giuliani owes in the Georgia election worker defamation trial. Uh, they were expecting Rudy Giuliani to come and give his testimony in the trial yesterday or today. That did not happen. And so I guess his lawyers, or he decided that, with the testimony given by Mrs. Moss and Ms. Freeman, and or Mrs. Freeman and Ms. Moss. Those were pretty. I don't like to use this
But
word.
Sybil, but then he doubled down on. But Sybil, they should. Let me tell you what's not fair. Maybe sort of. Hold on.
She's not saying nice words to Ramsey.
Maybe is something wrong with him. I mean, not to be funny, but
Right,
we can't laugh at people that something's wrong with. Something is wrong with him.
right.
Is
And
it?
yeah, well, he's aging. Rudy Giuliani is now in his 70s, and some people have said that they believe that there may be a hint or some clue of dementia or
Oh, they are
memory loss,
saying
or
that?
his
Okay.
behavior is a little questionable,
It
because he
is.
stepped out of the courtroom the other day and did exactly what the judge told him not to
Not
do.
true.
And it's one thing for Donald Trump to do it, but when you are Rudy Giuliani, you don't have that. You don't have that.
But
First of
Donald
all,
Trump has always been kind of brash and all of
right,
that.
right.
Rudy Giuliani, he was a mayor. This is very,
Out of character for
yeah,
somebody like that,
yeah.
because Rudy Giuliani was the mayor of America after 9/11. He was running things in New York City, and people said that he stepped up and he led that city out of the worst attack on American soil. He has been in the district attorney's office. He's been a state prosecutor, a federal prosecutor. He has been a number of different positions, held a number of different positions, and this is not like the man that they knew. And so, and what he did in defaming these women, saying that they were responsible for upending the election in Georgia, for turning the election over and giving the victory to Joe Biden, by what by he said that they used USBs to change the votes. And he said, and you could see them, passing them back and forth like they were drugs. And this horrible trope against two Black women, a mother and
That's
daughter,
right.
who are volunteering their time to work for the Georgia election process, and all of these things. And he lied and lied and lied, and so much so that Donald Trump picked up on his lies, and then Donald Trump shared those lies and got his people so riled up that they would go to the home of Mrs. Freeman and threaten to arrest her by citizens
Right.
arrest.
Citizen's arrest.
And so and then Shay Moss told the story about she had given her 14-year-old son her old phone, her old cell phone, and people got a hold of that number, and they called this boy, and they would
Oh.
leave messages, and they would text
Mhm.
him and say horrible things about what they were going to do to his mother. And so much disturbed him that he ended up failing all of his exams that semester.
Right.
So now they are in the punitive stage and deciding how much they're going to have to pay in order to right the wrongs. And an expert the other day came in and said, well, it's somewhere between 17 and $48 million.
So why do they do that if he doesn't have any money? Because
Well,
they said that he's broke.
yeah, but he also has a multi-million-dollar apartment,
Oh,
and
he does.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So he
yeah,
has so
he
his
has some. It's not
he's
enough,
he's white
but
people broke.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So does his family have money? Does he
Oh,
come from money?
I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't
Okay.
think so. They were comfortable but not well off.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
didn't grow up like
And
Donald Trump.
and maybe he has some malpractice insurance or
Insurance,
something.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they can get it from insurance or something.
But
Well,
in
I
closing,
hope they get a check.
I hope so too. And in closing, the attorneys for these women said they deserve some. I think it's somewhere about 24-25 million dollars each.
Wow.
That's what their attorney said. So it'll
That
be
would be
interesting to see
awesome.
how this all plays out. Yeah. And hopefully at least $24 million for his defamatory statements and the way
Wow.
that he has upended their lives. So all of that is in the newsletter. Please take a look at it, and we'd love to have you subscribe. Absolutely free. Go to SybilWilkes.com and get in there for the holidays as well. It's a great holiday gift, and it doesn't require shopping, and it doesn't require any money because the subscription is absolutely free. Go to SybilWilkes.com. Give us your friend, your neighbor, your colleague's name and email address, and we'll have it in their email box every Monday through Friday. All right, ladies, let's move on to what's really going on in our question of the day. Aprylette, this is a result of our conversation that we had off air yesterday. Was one, two, three Black women talking on air about the Jonathan Majors case. Jonathan Majors is the young actor who is suing his girlfriend for assault. She is suing him for assault in their relations. They're very
April, do you
fractured.
have any idea what she's talking about?
Because
I
you
I'm
I love you
following.
so much.
I'm
I love
trying
you.
to
I
follow.
could not love you more.
now you don't participate in social media.
I don't. So the only thing that I've heard about Jonathan Mayers is
Okay.
now that he is like dating Megan Good. That's the only thing that I've
Mhm.
heard. So you're giving me background. So boom.
Okay,
Nice.
so the woman that he is charged with assault and who is charging him with assault is a white woman from England, and they've been together for several years. And a lot has come out in the testimony, including tape statements where she surreptitiously would tape his statements and video his actions and things like that when he would become very angry and say things that just showing the volatility of their
Mm-hmm.
relationship. And one of the things that I objected to, and in full disclosure, not everyone agrees with me, and I'm okay with that. Is that he had what has been called a now infamous Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama rant, which was described in court and can be heard on audio, and audio of him berating his girlfriend about how she needed to be more like Mrs. King or Mrs. Obama in their own relationship has been released with the evidence dump of all of this. And, he said that he is a gift to the culture and that he is he has a responsibility
Mhm.
to lift up the culture and to be a strong Black man. And he needed this woman
To
who
be a
is,
strong Black woman, but she's white.
yeah, pretty much, which sounds pretty ridiculous to me, but not to all of us. And so we had a discussion about this off air. And my best friend in the whole wide world, who is the most fair person you will ever meet, and I am enunciating all of my syllables there because Yolanda Starks is nothing if not fair. And so, Yolanda, I don't know how you want to address this, but I'll tell you um, that he talks about his high profile image
Okay.
as and as an A-list star. He tells her that she needs to take into account that they're a unit, they're a couple, they're a force, and think about how Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama stood by their men and how they carried themselves. And he said, and he also calls himself a great man, which he repeats over and over again. And she can be heard sniffling during the lecture, and she apologizes throughout. And she said, she was doing this as she was apparently secretly recording
Mm.
Jonathan Majors. And the revelation didn't do any favors this week, especially amongst Black folks and Black women in particular. But now that it's out there, it's hard to say and how this will play with the jury and how it will play in the public sphere after
Yeah.
this case is over.
Well, for me, how do I say this? What's the like? What caused this argument? Like,
Hmm.
what did he do? Like, why did he rant? Like, I am this man. I need you
Good
to
for
act a certain
you,
way. Like,
Aprylete.
what did she do to not act that? I just want to like what was the
She came home and she was inebriated. And so he didn't like her behavior and the way she was carrying herself. And that's when he told her that she needed uh, to
act like
stand up and,
that?
and know that they were a
I did
unit
him.
and how she presented herself.
Gotcha. Okay. This shouldn't be funny, but it's a little funny just because of the fact that she is a white woman and you said that she came home drunk
Hmm.
and he wanted her to act like Coretta Scott. It's like, well, you get what you get, so why are you gonna quit? That's all. You get what you get now. You want to throw a fit and have her, but yeah. What was your question?
Well, I just wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for the
Yeah.
discussion that we were having yesterday. And Yolanda came at it from a totally fair and unbiased position.
Yeah, she does always. And what was
Because
your
Aprylete, so my thing was I hadn't heard the tape. And yesterday when they talked about it, Quinn actually said that it was horrible and the way he came across and so forth. And I'm like you, before I, put that hard judgment on it, I wanted to hear the tape. Well, I got a chance to hear the tape.
okay?
And from what it appears, she did come in drunk. And he was just telling her that,
Like,
I am,
you gotta tighten up.
yes,
I'm a
that's
public
it.
figure. I'm Jonathan Mayers. I just was in Creed. Like, I'm a big deal. You gotta
Yes.
tighten up, little mama.
I don't have a problem with that because it's true. But because here's the deal, and I'm not a public figure, so I can say what I want to and I could be counseled. So these words are from Yolanda Starks White. They do not reflect the views of Sybil Wilkes. So
Yeah.
don't tie her to this and counsel her. This is me, Yolanda Starks White. I say all the time that I'm great because I am great.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to let them know that you're great. And so if they need to be reminded that you're great, you remind them that you're great. And if he thinks he's great, then maybe he is great. And if he needs to remind her that her being with him, because I'm the same way. My husband, he has to, when he goes out in public and even when he's at the house,
Yeah.
he has to act a certain type of way if he's going to be with me.
Yeah. You guys are a reflection of each other.
That's right, because it's who I am. And so in looking at this, he could not have won with Black women, because if he would have said, If you would be more like Hillary Clinton or Margaret Thatcher, then they would say, well, he's really into white women.
For sure.
But if his reflection of what's great and what is strong and what is classy is Michelle Obama, then why shouldn't he speak on that?
Yeah.
And why didn't he go out and get a Michelle Obama?
Well, maybe. Well, hold on for a second.
I'm being facetious.
Maybe that is normally how she carries herself. Maybe she does in their relationship. Maybe she does carry herself with great respect and decorum and style and grace.
But when you get that oil in you, things change and you start acting up.
But hold on, to be fair, we have all stepped out of who we are at a certain time and have to be reminded that that's not nice, that's not cute, that's not the way we act. And it would be great if you have somebody in your life to remind you, hey, that's not what you want to do. You don't want to act like that, especially in public.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? And
I agree.
I agree wholeheartedly. But one thing that is a little concerning is because she was recording him so clearly, that gives me just the assumption that something has been going on where she felt that she needed to record him.
Or maybe she was manipulative.
That too. That could be. I mean, look, hey,
we don't know.
Because
when you
that's not Michelle or Coretta like.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know. Listen, we don't know what Michelle does behind closed doors. We don't know.
No, we don't know.
So he was just speaking of her public.
Yeah.
The way she represents herself in the public connected to him. We don't know what happens behind closed doors with anybody's relationship.
That's true.
That is true. That is true.
And I don't have a problem with him thinking so highly of Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King, where he wants his woman to emulate those qualities. I think that's beautiful.
I think that's beautiful as well. So are they in court right now? Like,
they are in court now, and
then they're going to play this audio.
Oh, they have played it.
Oh yeah, they played it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all over social media. But what's interesting, before I heard the video, before I saw and heard the video, all I heard was the Coretta King and the Michelle Obama. The first part nobody talks about is that she wasn't acting like she had some sense, that she was drunk.
Right.
And I think that's an important piece. That's why I'm like,
that's wise of you, Aprylete.
That's a real big important piece because it sets up the tone on why his tone was in that manner.
Right. Right.
And I agree. I think that, all of the parameters of the situation need to be explained, need to be exposed.
Yeah.
I am just, as a Black woman, I'm just disappointed that, and who you date, whoever blows your skirt up, I'm
really
cool
think
with that.
So
I really do.
Oh, okay.
I promise you.
What makes you disappointed?
Just disappointed in that he is holding this young drunk white girl up to a standard that even us as adults, sober Black women, we might not be able to attain.
I strive to be.
You are very special.
I'm not that special, but we all should strive to be as strong and great and graceful as Michelle Obama.
It's a question of striving and becoming.
Well, as she told you in her book, Becoming, she wasn't always there. She became that person.
Yeah,
right.
We all evolve into.
Yeah.
And I think too, with his rants and what I'm sensing from, since they're clearly using this as evidence, if he's angry, like we all are passionate when it comes, you know what I'm saying? Like just in heated of moments and arguments and stuff like that. Yeah, you liable to get cussed out and some more. And I'm going to tell you about yourself if I'm in like that heat of. So I think
100%. And not to get into this, because Sybil didn't want to get into this part. And I just want to say, when you look at the whole, like the incident, they showed the footage.
Oh, there was footage too?
Oh,
sometimes
there's
of the night.
A lot of video.
Yeah. Sometimes we are with people we allow ourselves to be with people. I have time and time again who did not bring out the best in me.
Don't mean it's
And
any
You gotta
good.
let them
and
go.
and I shouldn't, yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
like
Because
your
you
kryptonite.
love him.
Yeah. And it's like it feels good, but it's like you
Yes.
literally bring out the worst in
You
me. And
bring
I
out
should
the worst in me.
man.
And when you look at that video, they probably bring out the worst in each other.
In
They
each other.
probably
Yeah.
shouldn't be together. So
Mhm.
I don't know, because we don't have enough information to see their relationship and how it totally plays
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they both are culpable in that ugly situation.
Yeah. And it's
I'm
really
going to let you. I'm sorry, Aprylite, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and we could wrap it up. I was just gonna say it's really ugly when you do have the public figures. Now we have the laws involved. Now we got the public court involved. Like that is a recipe and disaster for no one wins. At the end of the day, it's like there's not
No
going to
one
be
wins. No one
no one
wins.
wins.
And I'm it'll be very interesting to see how his career turns out at the conclusion of all of this.
Because man, he was it like he's on his like on the
He
rise.
was right there at the precipice, just ready to make that next step as a Marvel character.
Yeah.
And that's pretty heavy stuff. Let's move to trending and topics and things
Hold on
that are
for a
going.
second. We're in trending. Just as a sidebar, I just need a minute because my alarm is beeping and I don't want people to think that I have a smoke alarm that I haven't changed. Don't you love that? Don't you love people that's out? I'm talking to my sister.
How does that
You
matter?
don't hear that beep? It's like, what? So I'll be right back.
Just as one who's been in her house with the beeping, it goes on whether there's a problem or not. It's just they're
The
not
beep,
there, but
the beep
Ramsey and
goes
I are
on.
looking at each other like, "You hear that beeping? Okay, I hear it too, but I don't know what to do." So we go check all the windows and doors. Everything's okay.
Okay.
But let's talk about this, Aprylette. More than 2/3 of the U.S. House of Representatives voted in favor of defense policy bill today. That includes a record $886 billion in annual military spending and authorized policies such as aid for Ukraine and a pushback against China in the Indo-Pacific, meaning perhaps money for Taiwan. The House backed the National Defense Authorization Act by 310 to 118. That means there's a strong support from Republicans and Democrats regarding this bill. It is more than 2/3 majority required to pass the measure and send it to the White House for the president's signature into law. Separate from the appropriations bills that set government spending levels, this also authorizes everything from pay raises for our troops. And this year, they get a 5.2% increase, good for them, and also the money to purchase ships, ammunition, and aircraft. And so there was a lot of concern around the military and what they are allowed to do, as well as some pushback from one particular U.S. Senator, Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, because he didn't like the ability, the rule that was changed for members of the military and their families to seek abortion services if they do not, if they're not stationed in a state that allows that to happen. So, say in Alabama, and they're not allowed to provide or to receive abortion services, they can go to a state where they are provided, and the Army will pay for their travel and things like that.
Oh, wow.
So this is why he was pushing back on a lot of the promotions for 4-star and above. And he still has that ability, but this is why he was pushing back, because he didn't like that they were able to, members of the military and their families were able to take advantage of this law to take care of their situation. And so this really is a kind of a look into the face of the of the Congress, in the House, as well as, oh shoot, I'm running out of juice. The Congress, as well as the um, the House as well as the Senate, I should say, because it is a difficult time, and the Republicans and the Democrats are so fractious that they're not about the business of the people and doing the right thing. And this is something, they were having these fights. They didn't want to give money to Ukraine. They didn't want to give money to Israel. And unless the White House came across with money for the southern borders and keeping immigrants out, or doing, better protection at the borders. And so it looks like they've come to an agreement, but they did all this at the very last second, and it didn't have to be this way, because they're all out today.
So when do they go home?
Today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they go home until January?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yep. So they get a nice long Christmas break. And
5% to raise. That's nice.
Right. Well, that's for the military. That's for the military. They, provided that for them. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm trying to see. I'm sorry. I'm seeing
go ahead. Do what you got to do.
But I'm trying to. Okay.
Plug it in. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. You all talk amongst yourselves.
I can't talk about politics, but I sure can talk about
Jonathan Majors. Yes.
Oh, I called that man Myers. Jonathan Majors. Okay.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah. Okay. So Aprylete. Yeah. You're not going home for Christmas, right?
I'm not going home for Christmas.
So does it normally snow in St. Louis during Christmas time? Like, are you enjoying the weather?
I am enjoying the weather for sure. Yes, like normally around this time there will be some snow, and in St. Louis, in the Midwest, it's just like that cold and wet.
So is it really cold right now there?
Honestly, no. I just talked to my little sister, and she said like the weather was kind of mirroring ours, honestly.
Oh, okay.
She said last week it got up to like 60 or something. I know last week was 60 day. So right now I'm not really for sure what's it's doing, but I know it hasn't snowed yet.
It's supposed to rain here tomorrow. Sybil, I don't know if I told you. So just right quick. Are you back? Are you good?
I'm back. I'm good.
Okay, go ahead. Never mind.
No, go ahead. Tell me what you all were talking about.
No, well, I was going to share that my puppy that you hear, he's going through the change. And he's just very, very stubborn, Aprylete. And so.
And what's the change?
He hasn't always been this stubborn. That's the change. So we take them on a walk in the morning and in the evening. But he has arthritis really bad. So he just can't walk far anymore. And he won't use the potty in the backyard. And you've seen my backyard. We got a really big backyard.
Big and beautiful.
And so, but he won't use it in the backyard. And so we take him to the front. So Sybil, he has this thing about walking on different surfaces.
Mm-hmm. And he's very tactile.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's a thing?
Mm-hmm. Tactile.
Okay. Big A word. Put that in there. And so all of the leaves have finally fallen. Mm-hmm. So our yard was just filled with leaves. But my next door neighbor, they've cleaned up their leaves. And so he went into their yard to use the potty. And so yesterday I'm out there blowing, Sybil. I got the blower. I'm out there blowing so I can create a space
for your baby.
So Ramsey could go out and use the potty. Yeah. And so now I got to go pick those leaves up. I got to go to Home Depot to get some bags to pick them up and put them in because it's going to rain tomorrow.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be, those wet leaves.
So, exactly. So, Sybil, what you doing later? See where that all led to? You.
Anything for you and Ramsey.
Okay.
I love it.
Yo, we need to get those leaves up because if not, it's gonna rain and the wind go blow, and Ramsey can't use the potty.
Oh no, we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. You were saying what, Aprylete?
Oh, nothing. I just said at all. We don't want that.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you, everyone was concerned when we, as they are, when we tell stories about people who have died recently. And the great actor Andre Braugher recently passed away at the age of 61. And people always say, and the closer you are to that person, like in age, you say, well, how did they die? What's going on? And it appears that he died, as according to his people, his representatives, he died from lung cancer. And he had given up smoking, according to reports years ago, smoking and drinking. But apparently, even if you have given up smoking, especially, that doesn't diminish your chance. It might diminish your chances, but it doesn't preclude you from ever getting lung cancer.
Oh, I'm
And
so
so that is the sad report
That is
about the
sad.
Emmy Award-winning actor of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Homicide: Life on the Street, and
Right.
who made his movie debut in the movie Glory with
With
another
Denzel
young man,
Washington,
with
yeah.
Denzel
I
Washington.
remember that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He had a really great career. Born in Chicago in '62, he went to Stanford for undergrad and Juilliard for his master's work, educated in the arts. Found his breakthrough movie role, as I mentioned, in Glory in 1989 against Denzel Washington, or I shouldn't say against, in the film with Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman. And they say that he established himself in the role of Detective Frank Pembleton, which he would play for 7 seasons on the Homicide TV show, the
Yeah,
police drama on NBC. Did you? That seems like a show you would watch, Yolanda.
yeah,
Was it?
Homicide: Life on the Street.
Loved it. She like, yeah.
Yep, love it. Yes, he was great too.
Compared it to The Wire. It was also created by the
Mm.
same man, David
Oh, was
Simon.
it? Okay, I can see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was gritty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I loved him not on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, not on Homicide, but he had a series that ran for maybe a couple of seasons, and it was called Men of a Certain Age. And Ray Romano played
Oh,
a
okay. That
middle-aged
was
man.
recently,
Yeah, it was
right?
a few years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was
Mm.
before Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But he played the best friend of Ray Romano, and it was so great to see this straight man, have a moment to show a lighter side of himself, but
Right,
also at the same time showing who he was as a man with emotions and feelings as they were
right.
going through middle age, and you
Mm.
know and it
Oh, I'm gonna have
reminded
to
me
check
a
that
lot
out.
of us, Yolanda, in that they would be taking walks for their health and stuff. And you remember, like us, climbing in the hills of Los Angeles when we lived there, and kind of huffing and puffing, and
Having
having,
our reflective moment, like,
yeah, yeah.
mm.
And they had a great friendship. So, Aprylite, so they felt that they could be open and vulnerable with each
Nice.
other.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was probably a
yeah,
good series, especially to see with men, because we see a lot of women
right.
shows and friendships with women, but men friendships, like they don't do a lot of shows about men
Exactly.
friendships.
Right.
And I think that was part of the problem, is that men weren't watching, the story of
Mm.
their friendship, and so I think that might have affected the ratings, and
Sure
perhaps it
did.
didn't. I think it was
Right.
on TBS, if I want, but this was before a lot of streaming and stuff like that. So um, uh,
Well, I'm gonna try to find that.
he leaves behind his wife Amy, who he met on the set of Homicide.
Mm.
They've been married for 30 years and they have three
Hmm.
sons.
Oh,
And so, our sympathies go out to his family, and I'm sure a great loss by friends and family alike. And in addition to, what they have asked in lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Classical Theater of Harlem, in which he served
nice.
on the board. So,
Oh, nice.
Love
yeah, yeah. So, definitely. On a lighter note, Coca-Cola, Yolanda, is recalling 2,000 cases. This doesn't affect you, but kind of does with one of the types of sodas that's affected. They're recalling 2,000 cases of Diet Coke, Sprite, and Fanta orange soda cans because they may contain a foreign material.
Mm.
They aren't saying what the foreign material
Yeah.
is,
They're not?
but they're not. They're
Oh,
not
they're not.
describing
Okay.
that. They didn't respond to media requests for that. The recall comprises 12 packs of 12-ounce cans, including Sprite, Diet Coke, and Fanta Orange, distributed in Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida, according to a filing by the FDA. And they give us the lot numbers. They give us for both the Diet Coke, the Orange Fanta, and the Sprite. And recalled Fanta and Sprite both have a best by date of July 29th, 2024, which seems kind of close.
Mhm.
But to be on the safe side, check your cans if you're going to be opening up
Oh,
Diet Coke.
wow. Have
Uh,
you ever checked your can for the
I have never checked my cans.
yeah. Huh.
No.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Where I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Uh, and because you guys have a soda a dispensary rather, I should say.
We don't have a dispensary. We just have a little refrigerator that got some
Addiction.
beverages in
Y'all
it.
got a soda addiction?
No, I'm the only person in the house that drinks soda.
What's your favorite?
Right now, I'm liking this berry lemonade.
By who?
Fanta.
Oh, okay. They have different flavors. I don't drink soda, so I know Fanta has like the orange, the grape, and things.
Pineapple.
Pineapple used to be her favorite.
Yeah.
You seem like
But I could always use a good Coke.
And a Big Red. Don't
Yeah,
forget
I
Big
like
Red.
Big Red.
They still do Big Reds. Is that like Mountain Dew?
No, it's not like Mountain Dew. It's like Big Red.
Big Red?
You're not familiar with Big Red?
No, I don't. Maybe that wasn't a Midwest thing. Like I've never. Heard
It wasn't.
Oh,
okay. I'm like I've
So
never heard.
what red drink y'all drink?
Well, Mountain Dew did have a red soda.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
maybe
they did.
like
Oh,
Mountain
okay.
Dew.
Well,
Yeah.
what red drink y'all drink?
Hawaiian Punch.
No, that's punch.
Like I've never had a red soda. Maybe like some raspberry vest or something, and that's only
Wait,
like.
hold on. Stop it. Stop the whole show.
We can't. We're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's move to entertainment, and maybe we can continue this in entertainment because this is entertaining. Stop the show. What was your question of Aprylete?
I just can't believe she ain't never had no red soda, no red pop, because y'all drink pop, right?
Yeah, we drink pop.
Yep, never had a red
All
pop.
right, that's all. Okay.
And I would, as a young kid, I didn't like a lot of flavors. I wasn't a 7-Up person. I was straight Coca-Cola, even as a
Your
child.
mama let you drink Coke as a child?
Yeah.
See, that's how you know she wasn't on the South Side, because we had Kool-Aid. Like
We had Kool-Aid too.
Drink soda. That was a whole nother thing. That's what they
That's for the grown folks.
That's for the grown folks.
That was for
Sybil
the
as a
grown
child
folks.
was drinking soda. She wasn't from the South Side. See, if you talk to her long enough, Aprylete, it'll come out. Gone, Sybil. Gone with your little entertainment story.
We drank all of the Kool-Aids. We drank what was the other? It was the Kool-Aid and something else.
Tang.
No.
Okay.
I drank Tang because I wanted to be an astronaut. But there was the other version of Kool-Aid. It was with all of the different fruit flavor characters. Can't remember what it was, but maybe somebody will remember. But for the most part, we used Kool-Aid to make our ice pops.
Yeah.
And stick them in the small little cups that we used to have for drinking
for the rest of us,
for the mouthwash and things like that. And you put the coat and stick
the Dixie cups.
The Dixie cups.
Yep.
We also had to drink that as our beverage when we had a treat, because most often it was water.
And what about the sugar in there? Because that was a big deal in our house. My daddy didn't want us to waste a lot of sugar on the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Then what's the point? See, hold on. The evidence keep continuing, because what Black household on the South Side in any city where you wasn't gonna have all that sugar
giving
in your
you restrictions on sugar? You was pouring that.
No, because the sugar to my daddy was expensive, and when he grew up, he did without a lot of sugar and just put water in his cereal and all that kind of stuff. My mother would roll her eyes, and I would be like, "But it doesn't taste. Who cares? You got Kool-Aid."
You got AIDS.
Simple, you know everything. What is Kool-Aid?
It's sugar water.
But without the sugar, what's in that package? What is that?
Food coloring.
Oh, okay. It's just food coloring. See?
Yeah, I mean food coloring in a powder.
Okay, food coloring in a powder.
Yeah.
And
then when it came out about the warnings against certain types of food coloring and what it can do to you, that did a lot of damage too. So that's entertainment. Aprylete, do you have a favorite soda or a favorite Kool-Aid or anything? You don't drink soda.
Yeah, I don't drink soda. Do I have a favorite? I honestly don't have like a favorite drink or anything like that. Right now, if you open my fridge, I have pineapple juice. I love like the fresh pineapple juice, and it's like $8, like just for that pure pineapple juice at Whole Foods. And tea. I'm a tea girl, so give me tea. And
my mom was a tea girl too.
Yeah.
Sweet tea.
No, like I mean, I can drink sweet tea, but just warm tea. Like I'll do a green tea, a
warm tea.
jasmine tea.
Oh, of course you do.
Yep. I'm a
Interesting.
teetotal, so.
Very
So
interesting.
you don't do the tea with the syrups at the restaurants?
No, I rarely do like a sweet tea. Like unless I'm mixing something in there, we're not doing it.
Yolanda will leave a place of business if they don't have the right flavor syrups.
Gotcha. So you okay? She love her sweet tea. I
She
heard
loves her sweet tea and she loves the syrup, the flavored fruit flavored syrups.
it. Okay.
Sybil, what's your favorite beverage these days?
I still like a good Coke every once in a while. I used to like the common like a grapefruit soda we used to be able to find
Oh yeah.
at the grocery store.
Grapefruit.
Don't find those very as often anymore. And sometimes I just like tonic water. I just like it has a little bit of flavor, but it has a nice hit of the carbonation.
Yeah, you could just kind of get that little out.
Right,
Do you
right.
ever put like a little bit of lemon or
Lime.
anything? Lime.
Yep. And I still like ginger ale.
Yeah, that would be probably like my number one if I had to pick a soda or something. It would be ginger ale all day.
Yeah. So, that's an interesting question. But you know what? I didn't when I was growing up in Morgan Park on the South Side. The kids used to drink our neighbors, next door neighbors. They used to drink a lot of Dr. Pepper, and
Right.
we just weren't Dr. Pepper. And I didn't start drinking Dr. Pepper till I started my friendship with Yolanda.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
then
my dear loved Dr. Pepper.
oh,
And
my dear
we could,
loves some
and
Dr.
we could not have them.
Mm.
She put them in the freezer and just let it get frosted.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And didn't let y'all have none.
No, but we learned to live vicariously through her because she enjoyed it.
And you could really get on my dear's good side by bringing in
A 12-pack.
a pack.
Dr. Pepper. I love
Right.
that.
Yeah, for sure. Let us move to Yogi's Jewel and this theme this week: a pure heart and a pure mind result in pure intentions.
That's right.
So say that again for us, Yolanda. I'm not sure if I said it correctly.
No, you did. A pure heart and a pure mind equals to pure intentions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as you go out, ladies of
Love
pure
that.
heart and pure minds. I thank you for joining me today, and everyone go out there and be good.